my name is Jessica. I'm the Health Fitness Program Manager at Miter & McLean, and I'm here today to guide you through what I hope to be a great lower body focused 30-minute workout. I've only got 30 minutes, so let's go ahead and just get started. We're going to get started with the march. So, a nice normal march. Focus on getting those knees gently lifted and really drawing your belly in. We're going to switch from this march to a high knee with a pointed toe in 3, 2, 1. So slowing it down, just draw that knee up a little bit higher and point that toe down towards the floor. Make sure your belly is still pulled in nice and tight. You're finding lots of breath. Welcome to your workout today. So glad you could join me. All right, we're going to change it up just a little bit and go for some hip openers. So nice and wide out towards the side. Still drawing that knee up, but then drawing it back behind you. You can lift those arms up out of the way. Find the range of motion that works for you. Let's go ahead and get 2 more in this direction, and then we're going to change directions of these hip openers. So this time starting from the back and bringing it towards the front. Getting a little bit of a challenge to your balance as well. You bring a smile to your face for today's workout. Last 2 on each side. Then we're going to go ahead and plant those feet out nice and wide. Nice and wide, and just switch to some hamstring curls. Ooh, I don't know about you, but I've been enjoying this beautiful weather outside, and already I feel my legs are a little tired. Feel these in my quads. And also just a little bit in the hamstrings. If you're not feeling that stretch in the quad at all, think about pointing your knee a little bit more down towards the floor, and instead of just kicking your heel back towards your glute, getting a little bit more of a kick back. For 3, 2, 1. Last move in our warm-up, we're going to go for a knee, kick, knee, kick. Join me. Just having a little bit of fun right here. For 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Switch to the other side. Draw that belly in. Take a slight bend in your standing bracing leg, knee, kick. Just to whatever height feels right for you today. Warming up those abs just a little bit more, hitting those hamstrings. 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we get to get on the floor. Okay, bring one weight with you down towards the floor. We got a quick little set. We're going to move between 2 different moves. So with your hips stacked and laying on your side, you're going to bring your weight behind your top leg, behind the knee. You have the option to either keep your hips stacked by staggering your legs into 2 90-degree angles, where we're going to be going for like a fire hydrant clamshell. But I want you to make sure that those knees are stacked. So if that feels awkward for you, go ahead, bring those legs together. Really take a moment in your first couple of lifts to notice if you're rolling your hips back and coming out of this stacking. Oop. Oh my gosh. I have an angry neighbor, so I hope that doesn't lead him to come upstairs. All right, so we're just going to do the best with the weights and the bodies that we have today. That's move number 1, the sideline fire hydrant. And then we're going to turn over onto our backs, and keeping our heels together, we're going to go for a frog kick. You can either kick your frog up towards the sky or kick your frog lower towards the ground, but the lower your heels are, the more it's going to challenge your back. We're going to get 2 on each side for the legs, with the frog kicking between. So let's get ready for this quick 8-round set. Stack your hips, pull your belly in. You can use your hand to help stabilize. We start in 3, 2, 1, begin. So just open and close. Really focus on keeping those hips one on top of the other. As you can see, I have my head relaxed down on the floor so that my spine is nice and straight and neutral. Ooh. Really think about squeezing your glute to make the action happen of lifting your leg up. We're not just finding a lift through the knee, and make sure you're controlling on the way down as well. Keep your breath, 10 more seconds right here. You're getting a nice squeeze also. Just working to hold onto this weight. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, let it go. Take your time, roll over onto your back. We're gonna bring the heels of our feet together. Get ready for your frog kick and begin. If you need to, you can always place your thumbs right underneath of your lower back, just to make sure that lower back stays down on the mat. Because I know that the more that you kick those heels towards the floor, the more the temptation comes for that lower back to lift up. We want that lower back to stay grounded, so just focus on drawing those knees towards your chest, getting a little hip opener here as well, and keeping that lower back as glued down to the mat as possible. This is a challenging move, even if you're kicking up towards the ceiling, especially after all these beautiful walks outside, taking in the cherry blossoms locally. My gams are tired. All right, take your time, roll over onto the opposite side. I'm gonna, for modesty purposes, not turn my back towards you. That's right, I was raised right. Go ahead, full step behind your knee and begin. Stack your hips. So if it takes you an extra second to stack your hips or to figure out which staggering works for you on this side, go for it. Feel that on the inner thigh as well. Ooh, ooh. Getting some abduction here. An adduction. Ooh, nice work. It's not about moving super fast, because moving a little bit slower is going to make you have to fire up those glutes as opposed to just letting momentum make it happen. Roll back over onto your back. Get ready for another round of your Froggy Crunch. You want to make your Froggy Crunch a little more challenging? Hold on to your weight right above your chest. Keep that lower back down on the floor though. And keep your chin neutral to your chest, so the back of your head, your neck is on the mat as much as possible. Oh. Find that extra little press through your heels as you can. Once you straighten those legs, feel the upper thighs firing up. Yay! We're gonna do one more on each side. Your choice, you can stay on the same side or you can roll over to the opposite side, because we're doing one more on each of them. Ready? Begin. Stack those hips. Make sure you're not rolling forward or backwards. Your heels close towards your glute probably, because you're squeezing something behind that knee. Keep it up. Make sure you're still breathing. Maybe your clamshell's really small, and that's okay too. It's also going to depend on what kind of weight you have behind your leg. Ooh, if you keep those heels closer towards each other and just work on finding that rotation, it's really going to get into those glutes as well. Just another option if you're feeling tired. All right. We got that frog kick, and then the opposite side. I'm gonna roll over right now so I'm prepared. We start in 3, 2, 1, kick it out. Remember, you can hold that weight above your chest if you want to. Even just reaching those arms right up towards the ceiling so that you're not using your hands to help you stabilize. It's going to be a little bit more challenging. Really think about squeezing as you stretch through those heels. Find that little squeeze of your glutes as well. Oh my gosh. Keep that lower belly pulled in. And relax those arms back down towards the floor. Oh, yay. We got our last of our clamshells, and we've got one more frog kick, and we're done with this round. 3, 2, 1, begin. So stack those hips. Keep checking in with yourself to make sure that your hips are stacked. And remember, if you want to work a little bit harder, we'll get about halfway through, and then we can always work towards just getting a little bit more of a clamshell as opposed to lifting and lowering the whole leg. Ready? So if you're ready for it, keep those heels a little bit closer together. Find some rotation of your top thigh. Just a little outward rotation. A whole different clam. There's so many delightful different types of clams. Okay, get rid of your weight. Roll over onto your back once more. Let's press those heels out. Ready? Begin. All right, remember, option to reach those arms up overhead, but if you notice that your lower back's really coming up off the floor, keep those arms down on the floor for a little bit of grounding and kick your heels closer up towards the ceiling. You can still focus on straightening those legs as much as possible. Maybe it's not super possible for you to really straighten your legs, and that's okay too. You're here, that's what matters. Keep going. Ay, 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 ay. Last one. You're welcome, because I thought about doing a third set of these. Let's take a break. But we are not. Grab yourself a quick sip of water. We're going to stand up for our next round. Stand up. Okay. This timer's so loud. All right, we've got 2 different moves for this next round, so we will get to do each of them. I didn't want to do them 4 times. That sounds crazy. So let's go ahead and modify down this timer to just 6 rounds. So we can do each of them 3 times and then move on to something else that's fabulous. We're gonna still work within 45 seconds of work and 10 seconds of rest. The first move that we have is gonna be a squat with a rainbow. So you're gonna squat down with the weight in your heels. You're gonna lift yourself up, pressing through your heels, and then one leg at a time, you're gonna draw it all the way over. You're gonna draw it all the way over as high as you can with some control, land it back down, squat, and then the other leg makes a beautiful rainbow. Think about leading the rainbow with your toe. Then we're going to do a squat with a little bit of abduction and a kick. That's why there were 8 rounds, because there were 2 different sides of our legs. That's why. You know what? So that means we're gonna start with that move. We're gonna start with the squat. Lift up, similar to what we just did. Draw that knee in a clamshell, kick out through your heel, in, back down to your squat. Up, kick, in, down. Do your best, challenge your balance, then we'll get that rainbow going. We start in 3, 2, 1, begin. So squat, lift, draw that knee in, kick, in, control down, squat. Really make sure that you're landing in control on that way down. This is why we worked to warm up those hip flexors big time. And if you want to move a little bit faster, you can move a little bit faster. Get this nice knee drive, a little ab work. Way to go. Get a little goddess squat in for a little more inner outer thigh action. Yay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, beautiful. Shake it out, because we're coming right into some more squats. Squats this time with alternating leg rainbows. Begin. So squat, press up, find your rainbow. Oh, do you feel that in your quad? Also got to use those abs to lift that leg up. I'm going for a big goddess squat again. So my toes are pointed out and my knees are starting to point out, because that's what feels really comfortable for me. If you want, you can go for a more traditional squat, maybe feet a little bit more narrow, and then finding this big arch. Working to squat down as low as I can, trying to bring my elbows to my knees. Maybe you're going for a little bit more of a gentle squat, a little bit lower of a movement. It's beautiful. All right, we're gonna get that other leg. So squat, drive that knee in, kick in, back into your squat. Begin. See how much you can keep that chest lifted. Working with control. So make sure you're taking that time to bring this foot back down, not just slamming down towards the floor. You got it. You're doing awesome. I know you're giving it your best, and your best is definitely enough. With challenge comes change, so just keep pushing yourself right here, right now. So similar to that warm-up move, just getting that knee drive happening, and then keep that foot flexed, press through your heel as you kick out. Awesome. Coming back to our squats with a rainbow arch. 3, 2, 1. So squat, I'm gonna go a little bit more narrow this time. Still making sure my hips are going behind me. Lift up, find that big arch. Squat, arch. So think about as if there was something, even if it's really low, that you're working to get your foot up and over and still keeping that chest as lifted as you can while you make a beautiful rainbow. The results are the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Keep it up. You got 10 seconds more, and then we're going to do one more time for each side. Ah. Woo. Yes. Take your quick little break. Let's come back to the original side that you did your squat knee drive kick from. Begin. If you're really struggling with balance here, you can always squat and just go for a side leg lift. Squat, leg lift. If you're going for this leg lift option, work to keep that chest lifted. So make sure you're not leaning all the way over to the side while you're kicking that leg out. But if you're going for your kick, you can find that nice little lean to the side to help you, find that balance. You can even work your core a little by rotating towards the leg that you're extending, just like you would in a fight, because your opponent would be over there. Awesome. Whichever works for you works for me. Just keep moving. 3, 2, 1. You're amazing. Coming back into those squats with our rainbow arches. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Squat. Arch. Use your breath. I know you can hear me using mine. I'm using an exhale. Inhale to lift the leg. Exhale as it opens up, and then quietly taps down on the floor. This is an apartment-friendly workout. Unless I dropped anything. Did I drop anything? I know I dropped something during the last class. Yeah, I think I did drop something today. It was the weight. Oh my goodness. My name is Jessica, and this is the second class I'm leading today. 3 seconds left. Yes! All right, we got one more time of the opposite side. Squat, knee drive, and then kick. 2, 1, begin. So squat, lift up, kick, and down. Or just squat, side leg lift. Ooh, that feels good. Find that nice lifted length. Make sure you're not just kicking out and letting it come back down. You are making every movement happen with control. So you're coming down and you're pressing through those heels to lift yourself up. Feel that in your glutes. Kick through that heel as you bring that kick in. If that's still working for your body, or you're just going for that side leg lift. Yes. Last time, squats with our rainbow arch. 3, 2, 1, begin. So squat, arch, squat, arch. Can you go a little bit lower this time in the squats? Maybe you take a little bit longer. Maybe you're really focusing on that control, the nice flat back, your lifted chest, your breath. There are so many amazing things to think about engaging, and it's always okay to move a little bit slower and make sure you're being smart for your body today. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Yay! I'm gonna put away this incredibly loud timer. I'm gonna switch to a slightly quieter timer. We're gonna do one more short round of moves. Oops. Just kidding, not with this timer because I accidentally hit start. All right, we got a super short round coming up because I want to make sure that we still have some time to stretch. So if you, like me, had to move your mat out of the way, let's go ahead, bring our mat back to the party. Whew, whew. And let's go for 4 rounds instead of 8. So we're just going to have to do the following 2 moves twice. I'm the nicest. Okay, so we got 2 different moves. We've got a bear with the tap, and then we got a diamond squat, which I'm really excited about. All right, so our bear with the tap, with your hands, palms, or knuckles on the floor. If you're having any wrist pain, you're gonna tuck those back toes under, lift your knees up off the floor, tap it out, alternate tapping it out. If you need to take a break, bring your knees down to the floor, still get to tap it out, tap it out. So everyone gets to do the same movement. Then we're gonna go for a diamond squat. Yay! So coming down here into kneeling, I'm gonna ask you to lift your glutes off of your heels and just open and close. If you cannot do that, you're just going to bring your shins down to the floor, and you just get to lift and lower. A little different, I know, but I just want to make sure we're all doing something together. So let's get ready for our last 4 minutes of work, and then we can stretch it out in 3, 2, 1. Bear with a tap. All right, so either hands, palms stay on the floor, and you're just alternating, tapping it out side to side, or you're challenging yourself a little bit more. Tucking those toes under, lifting your knees up off the floor, tap, tap. Maybe you come back in and bring your knees back down to the floor. Maybe you're switching it up each time. I'm gonna switch it up each time because I know that my wrists are super tired, but I still want to challenge myself here. So I'm gonna meet myself in the middle. Still keeping that nice flat back, as flat as possible. Hands, palms right under those shoulders. Great. Come on to your feet. Your heels are gonna lift up off of the floor. You're starting with your thighs side by side. Lift those glutes and just open and close. Find one spot to focus your eyes. Now, if you're not opening and closing, you're releasing yourself down towards the floor, and you're just lifting and lowering. Both of these are hard. Both of these are hard. If you're lifting and lowering, I really want you to think about tilting your pelvis. So not just pressing up onto your knees and lowering yourself down. You're pressing your shins into the floor. You're squeezing your glutes. And it's this little pelvic tilt, similar to a glute bridge or a hip thrust. Oh my gosh, and we made it. We made it. We got one more of those bear taps. And then one more of either those diamond squats or those knee press ups. 3, 2, begin. So hover, step it out, step it out. Can you just keep alternating, tapping it out? If you can't, bring those knees down, tap it out. And then ask yourself, can I try again? Let me try again. Maybe you're just hanging out in a hover here in bear, and then bringing your knees down to the floor. So much ab work happening here in bear as we press into our hands palms and we lift those knees off of the floor. Wow, we got 10 seconds left. And then only one move left for today. 3, 2, 1. You made it. Awesome. Go ahead. I miscounted apparently. Go ahead and roll over onto your feet. This workout has been a timing disaster. All right, lift yourself up. So don't allow yourself to stay seated here on your glutes with your glutes close towards your heels, because then nothing's happening. You got to press yourself up and then open in and out. Nice and slow. Oh, we're gonna take a quick little break and switch to this pelvic tilts. Sweating, y'all. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your hands down to the floor. Release your knees down to the floor if they weren't there. Open those knees nice and wide. Bring your toes together. Send your hips back towards your heels. Stretch your arms forward. Take a little child's pose. Relax your back. Awesome. Let's lift ourselves up and come into tabletop. Step 1, leg forward. You might want to wiggle the opposite leg back. We're going to come into a big hip opener here. Make sure that your front knee is not going past your toes. Ideally, it's lined up with the heel or the arch of your foot. And if it needs to fall out to the side, that's okay too. We're going to switch it to a quick hamstring stretch. So start to walk your hands back. Glutes come closer towards your heels. Oh, yes. Take 3 more breaths. And then bring it back forward one more time into this big hip opener. And then bring that front knee back. Give yourself a couple cat-cows right here. So walk your hands, palms back under your shoulder. Take some shakes of your cat's tail. Switch into cow and take some little shakes of your cow's tail. Just really working to release that lower back. Come back into your neutral tabletop and step the opposite foot forward. Either wiggle that foot forward or the opposite foot back so you can shift your weight forward. Keep your hips squared to the mat. But remember, if your knee needs to gently come out to the side, that's totally cool. Take 3 more breaths here. And then start to shift the weight back. Walk your hands back. Walk your glutes back towards your opposite leg, finding a nice stretch in our hamstring, and even bringing it into the calf if you flex your toes back to your face. The closer your nose gets towards your knee, the more intense your stretch is going to be. That rhymes. I love it. Awesome. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves forward one more time. Keep your hands down on the floor, tuck your back toes under, lift that knee up, bring your front leg to meet with your back. Take a moment here in plank. Send your hips up towards the ceiling for down dog, and then walk your feet up to your hands, and your hands to your feet. Shift the weight to your heels, take a bend in those knees. Slowly, gently roll yourself up, one vertebrae at a time. As you get to the top, stack your shoulders over your hips. Take a big inhale. Stretch your arms up overhead. Ground your feet through the floor. And exhale. Relax your arms down by your side. Awesome. You made it. We made it through 30 minutes of a lower body workout together. Congratulations. Make sure you continue to drink some water. If you have any questions or concerns, I hope that you'll please reach out. And otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day.